Everybody loves those dishes that you can throw together in 30 minutes, but they just taste amazing. You're gonna wanna save this recipe. It's my one-pot creamy mushroom chicken, and I cannot wait for you to see how easy this is to cook and how amazing it tastes. Let's get cooking. First of all, a huge thank you to Factor for sponsoring this video. I have shared about these before and they can be a total game changer. Life gets busy, but Factor makes eating well easy. With over 35 meal options every week, including Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, as well as vegan and veggie, you're covered no matter what your goals or taste preferences. Factor also offers snacks, smoothies, and breakfast options to keep you fueled throughout the day. Plus, it's flexible, whether you need to adjust your plan, pause, or even skip a week. Factor really takes the guesswork out of eating well and helps you focus on the things that matter most. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted, and dietitian-approved meals right to your door, and it is so easy. Let me show you this. I will say this is one of my favorite meals. Every time it comes through, I get it, and this is so easy. Let me just show you. We're just gonna pierce this thing with a fork, stick it in the microwave for 2 minutes, and here we go. Got it out of the microwave. We'll peel off our wrapper. So I'm just gonna put this on a plate over here and show you what an amazing meal that the Factor chefs have designed. And I honestly do not know how in the world they get food this good out of a microwave meal. Now we're just gonna drizzle our sauce over it here. And here you go, fresh, never frozen, dietitian approved meal, straight out of the microwave, and it tastes just like it came out of a restaurant. So let's take a bite of this here. So good, so fast, so easy. No mess, no cleanup, no grocery store trip. So what are you waiting for? Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use my code 50BatesKitchen to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code 50BatesKitchen at factor75.com to get started today. I love simple and easy dishes, and this is as simple as it gets. We're just gonna slice our mushrooms up, and you can actually buy these pre-sliced to save time if you really want to. Very little prep to this. We're gonna slice these mushrooms up, slice a little bit of the garlic here, and pull some of these leaves off the thyme. Then we're gonna salt and pepper our chicken, put a little seasoning on it, and ready to go straight to the stovetop with it. And it's super easy because it's a one pot. I love my one pot meals because there's very little to clean up. Gonna mince up a few cloves of garlic here, really simple. And then last but not least, we're going to pull a few leaves of these thyme off. Anytime I'm doing a cream sauce, I like to have some type of aromatic herb to finish that with. Right when I'm getting ready to pull it off the stove, you pour a little of something that's really aromatic in there, add an aromatic herb, and not only do you get a little bit of pop of the color, but you also add such an intense aroma. It really makes any dish elevated, in my opinion. Thyme is perfect for this chicken. You could absolutely use dried thyme if you wanted to, but something about the fresh thyme is just such a stronger aroma. And we're really using this for the aromatics of it. It's gonna stand out so much. Now, if you've watched enough of these, you know I only use fresh shredded cheese in anything that's covered sauce because it doesn't have the binders and things that are not gonna melt down, and it just tastes better. So we'll fresh shred us some parm here. Not a lot, just gonna use about a 1/4 cup or a 1/2 cup. This one's not strictly a Parmesan sauce. We're just adding a little bit of that flavor because it goes so well with the chicken and the garlic, and it's gonna make it a little thicker. So I've rinsed my chicken, patted it dry, and this is the star of the show. So we're gonna make this look good. I'm gonna leave these breasts kind of whole. These are some really big chicken breasts. And I'm just gonna trim a little bit of this fat off. My mom didn't like anything like that on a chicken breast, and so I don't either. And this little pile of fat right here, I hate when I'm eating chicken nuggets, and I get that. So we'll trim that out of there. Not really looking to pound this flat like I would some of others. There's a lot of size difference here. I'm just gonna take out a little bit, just a little bit flatter there. That's really big. We can cut that down. That's gonna easily be 2 pieces here. 3 chicken breasts is really all you need, but this is a 4-pack, so we're cooking 4 pieces. But 3 will give you 5 to 6 pieces, which is plenty enough for my family to eat. And honestly, this is a great dish to make. If you just want to have a special date night at the house or something, this is honestly a great dish to make for 2 people. Especially if your kids don't love mushrooms. This is a great date night dish. It's very easy to make. I don't know why I trim chicken the way I do, other than the fact that this is the way my mom did it. and any of the red spots or the fat came off. So that's still the way I do it. Now I'm just gonna hit these with a little salt and pepper. As always, the recipes are in the description for this, and I've got a little dry seasoning, little seasoning rub that I'm going to sprinkle on here as well. A little bit of salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder. Just really simple and basic. Just a kind of good all-purpose chicken seasoning. Could have put a little sage in there, wouldn't hurt. So our chicken is ready to go. Everything else is prepared. Let's go over to the stove and let's get this dish finished. Okay, so we're preheating our stainless steel pan. I'm going to make sure this thing works. Drop a few little beads of water on there. If they beat up like that, dance around the pan, this thing's ready to go. We got my chicken breast here. And I got me some olive oil. You can use butter, ghee, olive oil. Cooking on medium, so not a whole lot of smoke point here. Just a couple tablespoons of olive oil in there. Then we're going to lay our chicken breasts in here. This is one of my favorite parts about cooking with stainless steel. If you notice, when you're laying your chicken on here, you'll notice it starts to stick. That chicken is stuck to the bottom. It's not moving. When it comes time to flip this, we're going to know it's ready because that chicken will just slide right over. It will release itself on the bottom of the pan when it's cooked. It's one of the easiest parts about cooking with stainless steel. I just love the color. And there's not a lot of better ways to get that beautiful golden brown color to your chicken than a really good pan sear. We really want to look to go about 5 minutes on each side. 5 to 7 minutes depending on your heat and your pan with the chicken there. We don't want to overdo one side, but we want to be sure that we leave it untouched long enough to actually start to get some of that color. So let's see if she's released yet. Oh, you see that? It just slides right over. And we know that it is done on that side. So let's flip this guy over to get a little hot spot here. Brush the oil back down around. Oh, and look, we just got that beautiful golden brown color on the chicken there. That's just going to be such a beautiful breast. Rinse some, get some of that oil over there. Just a beautiful deep golden brown. I'm very big about using a thermometer of some kind with chicken. For one, you want to make sure it's done enough. For two, I hate to overcook my chicken because once it's overcooked, it starts getting dry. So I really love to get it right to that 165, and that's where I want it to end up every single time, so that I don't end up with a chewy, dry chicken, and I don't end up with an undercooked chicken and go to the hospital, because nobody wants that. So we've got our chicken out, and we're going to deglaze this pan real quick. I forgot something. Hold on. Sorry. So I've got my pan. Now the next thing after our chicken's cooked, we're going to add our mushrooms. And a little salt and pepper. So I want to add a couple tablespoons of butter here. So you want to cook our mushrooms for about 6 minutes or so. 5 to 6 minutes. They're ready here. We're going to add in our garlic. And our garlic's just going to go about 1 minute or so. So as soon as you start smelling that garlic smell, we can go ahead and deglaze the pan. Add in our chicken stock. You can also use white wine. Let our chicken stock reduce down just a little bit. Reduce by about half, not quite half. Just gonna really keep that as low as we can. Now that that's reduced a little bit, we're going to go ahead and add in our heavy cream. Bring this back up to a simmer. Then we'll go ahead and add about a spoonful of Dijon mustard here. I love the tang a little bit of mustard adds to a dish like this, and it also kind of helps bring out that earthy tones of the mushroom. It makes this more of a comfort food. You can also use white wine when you're deglazing it, and that's great. Kind of more of a fruity, lighter notes, but I like the more raw notes of the mustard. That is so good. I am going to add in our Parmesan cheese, leaving just a little bit for garnish. Just a little more fresh cracked black pepper, a little salt. Back with our chicken. You do not have to put the chicken back in here. As soon as the mushroom cream sauce is done, you can slice your chicken on the bias, plate it with your mashed potatoes, and pour the mushroom cream sauce over it. But I like to let it simmer just a little bit in here. I feel that it just soaks it up better, and maybe that's just my imagination, but it's how I finish it, and it's also how I serve it because it just keeps it all nice in there. And I can just set the whole thing on the table, whether I'm making it a Dutch oven, a skillet, however I'm doing it. That's ready to sit down at the table right beside the mashed potatoes, right beside the green beans, and we're ready to eat. This is one of those dishes that I could truly eat year round. It's like a lighter version of comfort food. You've got the comfort from that cream and the Parmesan cheese and that earthy tones of the mushrooms give that sauce just such a great comfort food feel. But then you using a seared chicken breast, a pan-seared chicken breast, just feels a little bit lighter than one of the breaded ones or something like that. And so it's just truly, it's one of my favorites. I mean, I say that about everything, but I wouldn't share a recipe with you if it wasn't my favorite. And honestly, I can't wait for you to try this because I know that you're gonna thank me later.